Okay guys, welcome back. We are going to go over, we left off with elements and now we're going to pick up with attributes. The attribute is something that goes within the tag that gives more information. All HTML elements can have attributes, although not all of them do. They provide additional information. They're always specified in the start tag. Attributes usually come in name value pairs like this. Name equals value. So last lecture we saw how to use a hypertext reference, which gives you a link to another web page. So here's one right here. This is what is said in here in their code, and then the actual link to the page would be written in here. And that's all it does. But almost every website you visit has these. You'll get very used to typing these out. You won't have to come back for reference, unless you never bother to type it out. href, or hypertext reference, equals the name, and then what you want to see in the text, and you close out your anchor. The src attribute is added to the image tag to specify the path of the image. Remember, oh, there it is right there. Okay. Oh, this is a good point right here. They are using, remember how we talked about absolute links? So my image was in the same folder as my website. So when I did my little website, I did not have to use an absolute because they were both on the desktop. But if this image was in here, that wouldn't have worked out. I would have had to give it the full name, and I think I mentioned that in the last lecture. But here they're saying you can use an absolute URL. I don't know if this is real or not, but let's try plugging this into my page and see if this is actually an image. I guess I didn't save it. Where's this at here? Oh, cool. Okay, computer's gonna lag again, no big deal. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Okay, sometimes you have to load the image. That might not have been a real link, they may have been just demonstrating, but this is really handy because a lot of times you do want to use images that are just on Google Images. Just go to nature. That's kind of cool. If you double click on it, here is the... No, wait, it took me to a website. That's not what I need. It has to show just the image. See, another way to do it would be save image as, and then you could use it, but I'm going to open the image in the new tab, and hopefully it comes up as just the image. Yes, this is what we want right here. Here's our absolute link. Hope this works and does not make me out a liar. So we're going to need the HTTPS. Okay. Oh, it's not going to work. I wonder if it's refer right. That might be why. No, I've got the S. I've got it twice. There we go. So you can use images off Google Images in your own website instead of just using things that are on your PC or on your, if you have space on a domain. As long as the owner of the image is okay with it. But if it's posted right on Google Images, odds are they are fine with it. Okay, let me get back to W3 Schools. Okay, so a relative URL, I'm not sure. Links to an image that is, it has to be hosted within the same website. So just like if it's on your computer, it has to be in the same folder. If you're going to use a relative URL, it has to be on the same space that you're hosting the website on. So if you have the same URL, if your images are all, like here's the website we're on, let's just say within the same space you have dog.jpg, cat.jpg, all right in here after the last /, then you can use relative URLs. Okay, it's almost best to always use relative URLs. They won't break if you change the domain. Okay, they're meaning if you take everything and move your entire website over to a new domain because they're in the same folder. If you use absolute, let's just say we went from W3 Schools to, I don't know, uhostme.com, then you would have to change the first part of all of your absolute links. The width and height attributes. If you don't use them, usually the images are huge. So this is the size in pixels. I think we already went over this. Was that included? Yes, right here. Let's change this. Let's just take off the 0, make the image small. So instead of 500 pixels, we are going to make it 50. Now it's tiny. Pixels meaning if you get real close to the screen, as close as you can possibly get, and you don't have extreme resolution, you'll still be able to see the individual little dots on the screen that make up your image. Those are called the pixels. I can still vaguely see them on my monitor, but my monitor is pretty old. If you have like an LCD or something, you probably won't be able to see the individual pixels. I mean, maybe if you get right up against it, but that's what they mean. How many dots on the screen is this going to take up? And actually, let me show you this. If I go into person display settings, I know I'm close. Okay, here's the resolution, 1366 by 768. Now, okay, so the highest resolution is recommended. I'm not sure if I should do this, but I'm going to. Okay, I'll just revert it, but you guys can see what happened. Everything got huge because everything was spread out among less pixels. They're saying to use you have the maximum amount of pixels that your monitor can handle in order to give you the highest resolution possible. With the lower resolution your monitor is, the bigger this image would appear on your screen, just like you just saw. But this makes it so your websites work across different browsers. Okay, the alt attribute for the image tag specifies the alternate text for an image. This has to do with ADA compliance. There are people out there who have Braille keyboards, and the computer will actually read to them, and if they're on your informational website, let's just say you're doing a website on the history of one of the presidents or something like that, if there's a picture, it will stop and say there is an image of Abraham Lincoln as a child, something like that. Or if the image doesn't load, you know what, let's go ahead and do it right now. If the image doesn't load, We'll just take one digit off to break it. I'll just try to remember that that was a 2. There it is. And it showed the height command in there because I did not close it out. Oh, and test is just, I didn't put the BR in, so I'll do that right now because that kind of threw me off for a second. I'll just put the BR right here. So it's telling you that this would have been an image of a girl with a jacket. Now I'll go ahead and put my 2 back in there. Our link is now repaired. There's our image. So that serves 2 functions. One, to be ADA compliant, that is America with Disabilities compliant, you have to use the alt attribute in certain websites. And it also helps out if the image just doesn't load, that way people can see, oh, that's what he was trying to put a picture up of. And this is what we just did, okay. Here, we'll use their example too, I suppose. Same thing that we just had. Okay, the style attribute. Okay, the font, color, all that stuff is, it used to be an element where you would have open flag font, font equals 7 would be the biggest, I believe, and then you could type something out and then close that tag. Now, I think this is a great idea, they are putting it in the paragraph tag. And after the semicolon, you can do size equals whatever. You can combine these tags that have color, size, I believe whether it's bold or italicized. That's all they're going to give us on that? Okay, we'll come learn more about styles in our styles chapter. How far is that? Right here. I think that's where we're probably going to get to today. So we'll just wait to go into more detail on that. The lang attribute, standing for language. This is very helpful for search engines. Well, here, let's just take a look. It'd be the easiest way to explain that. Okay, so take for example, if you put English in there and you've got someone in Germany, if you have the lang attribute of English, if they do a search on, I don't know, the history of the Yugo, that tells the search engine that this website is in English, and it won't pop up in areas where they're speaking another language as the predominant language, like in Japan, China, Germany, Russia, and each different language has its own attribute that you could put in there. So if you wanted your website to be more prominent on a search engine in a different country, you could use this to your advantage. I wonder if it's going to give us a list of any more yet. Is this another? So there's English US, and this must be, for England. Oh, okay, HTML language code reference. Let's go ahead and open that. Here they are. So you can see all the different languages for all the different search engines. Well, so the search engines know where to go, where to direct your website for people to look it up. Okay, they suggest always use lowercase. The standard does not require lowercase attribute names. I don't know why. Okay, maybe it'll say here. Recommends lowercase attributes and demands lowercase attributes for stricter document types like X HTML. Okay, so if you wanted to copy your code over, and you know, you're making it easier on your eyes using uppercase attributes, which I've done before. If I wanted to copy my code over and use it in the next HTML document, I would not be able to do it. Okay, and I almost always use the quotes myself. It's just telling you use the quotes around your attributes. I don't know. I've never actually tried it without them to know if that would work. Well, I guess we get to find out right now. I'm not sure what they're saying here. If you move the mouse cursor over the paragraph above, your browser will only display the first word from the title. Oh, up here, I guess is what they... Oh no, right here, I guess is what they... Oh, it's working. That must be a mistake. They're saying that you can use single or double quotes. If you want to put something in your title in quotes, you have to use the single quote instead of the double quote. Or vice versa, it doesn't matter. Well, however you want it to appear, if you want it to appear in single quotes, this has got to be a double quote, and same way the other way around. I'll just show you a real quick on there. Okay, see how that's popping up right there when I hover over it? And that is what the paragraph title does. If you actually wanted the paragraph to have a title, you would use your heading commands. I guess I should have clarified that. P-title just makes it so... Oh, hold on. Now I see what they mean up here. Hover over it. Well, it's still not working. Something's wrong with this one, so oh well. Maybe it's because it has no quotes at all. So, this might be worth copying and putting into a Word document for later reference. Unless you can just remember where to find it or you think it'll just get used to them. So language style, alternate text. This is used to add color, font, and more. Alt text ADA compliance is something they did not mention. Width and height will keep your images more or less consistent and compatible amongst browsers, because everyone is going to set their resolution to what works for them, and so you want to have the width and the height attributes in there. SRC an image specifies the path of an image to be displayed. Don't forget, it can be an image in your folder where the website is, or you can link out like we did to somebody else's image and use it as long as they're okay with that. And if it, like I said, if it's in Google Images, they probably are. I thought we did this in an earlier exercise. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, that was it. When you guys run through this on your end, I would recommend doing all the little exercises just to make sure that you're on the right track. Okay, so that's it for attributes, and next we'll dive into headings.